I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is the Public Works Committee meeting on October 10th, 2017, beginning at 12:30 p.m. And I'd like to begin with a roll call and determination of quorum.
Drew, Solomon, Modrick,
Here.
Roberts, Nordstrom. We have a quorum.
Thank you. And do we have any changes to the agenda? Any adoptions or corrections?
Move to adopt.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's now time for general public comment. Time for members of the public to discuss and express concerns of the committee on any issue not limited to the items on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any of these issues not on the agenda except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of aldermen present. Is there anybody that would like to speak? Thank you. Consent items. We have items 1 through 8. Opening public comment on items 1 through 8. Is there anyone that would like to speak? All right, with nobody ready to speak, I'd like to close public comment. And next on the agenda, removing items from the consent items for the vote of the remaining consent items. Is there anything that you'd like to remove? Okay, and approval of minutes. Oh, Mr. Solomon, Councilman Solomon?
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I can direct a question to Dale Tech for item number 5, pull number 5, and then, excuse me.
Yep.
I move to approve number 5 and retain the floor if I could.
All right. So we're only pulling number 5?
Pulling number 5.
Any other things to pull? Okay, so if we retain the floor, do I need a motion to accept?
We need to approve the rest of the items.
Thank you. So do I have a motion to approve the rest of the items?
Yes, ma'am.
A second?
To approve the
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And Mr. Solomon, I'd like to give you back the floor.
Read in number 5, and then I can.
Okay, I'll read that into the minutes. PW 101017-4, 38th Street reconstruction, Clifton Street to Range Road, project number 15-2232, CIP number 50716.1, and project number 15-2233, CIP number 50716.2. Estimated cost $3,100,000. And with that, Mr. Councilman, may I give you back the floor?
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
Before I begin, I move to approve number 5 if I could retain the floor. And do you mind if I ask a question to our Public Works Director?
Please do.
Dale, so on this project, pretty hefty price tag at $3.1 million. Can you give us a description about the work that's going to take place here, how long it's going to take, and so forth?
Certainly. This 38th Street project is actually a two-phase project that's identified by the 2 CIP numbers that we've identified, so it will be a 2-year project. This is a complete road reconstruction project as well as significant sanitary sewer as well as storm drainage upgrades. I don't know if you've had the pleasure or in this case displeasure of driving over 38th Street lately, but it's in very poor condition, so it's time for a complete reconstruction. And while we're in there, certainly significant utility upgrades and rehabilitation there as well.
Very good. Well, I appreciate the explanation of what's going on and the improvement of yet another street in Rapid City, which is always good news. I hope the constituents and residents in that area are patient over the next couple of years, but after that, it should be pretty nice to be around there. So thank you very much. I yield the floor.
Thank you. And just so that it's for the record, Dale, could you also state if this is a funded project?
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, could you repeat that?
Could you just state for the record if it is a funded project, a pre-funded project?
Yes, it's a budgeted project that's included in our 5-year capital plan. Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And we will now move on to number 9. Actually, I need to open up our Non-consent items 9 through 13. Public comment omit. Is there anybody that'd like to speak on any items on 9 through 13? If not, I'll close public comment. Items from the Public Works Department. Engineering Services. PW 101017-06. Forward Resolution 2017-088, a resolution amending certain fees to be charged for various services, licenses, permits, and applications to the October 16, 2017 City Council meeting without recommendation. Do I have any questions or motions on the floor?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Nordstrom.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to send to council without recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 10, PW 101017-07, Forward City of Rapid City financial and rate setting policies for the water and water reclamation utilities to the October 16th, 2017 City Council meeting without recommendation. Any questions or comments or motions?
Madam Chair, once again, let's send this to council without recommendation. That's my motion.
Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Number 11, BW 10101709, introduction and first reading of Ordinance 6201, an ordinance to revise the rates, fees, and charges for city's water utility by amending Chapter 13.08 of the Rapid City Municipal Code. That is open for discussion.
Madam Chair, I think I'm also going to forward this to council without recommendation. If I can get a second and we can discuss this. Excuse me. I'm going to go to Dale Tech. I might have my notes wrong here. May I go to Dale Tech, please?
Okay, Dale.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
The next two items are actual ordinance amendments, so there's a couple of readings involved in that. We wanted all four of these items to track together, so the first two are merely resolutions, so they don't require second reading. So the purpose, the way we had the recommendations on the agenda, were to make sure that they kind of all track together. So we would request approval of first reading of item number 11 and 12.
Thank you, Mr. Tech, and I had that note down. I made a mistake there. I move to approve item number 11, if I can get a second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 12, to read in, PW 101017-10, introduction and first reading of Ordinance 6202, an ordinance to revise the rates, fees, and charges for city sewer utility by amending Chapter 13.16 of the Rapid City Municipal Code. Councilman Solomon?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I move to approve and get a second and hold the floor.
Second.
And just for the record, there's a lot of discussion here. I know we have some representatives from the group that's been helping us with this, and for the sake of time, we'll have them present to the entire council on Monday night, that we all can ask our questions then and make sure that we all understand what's going on behind this rate study and the data behind it. And so I just think with the full council present, we'll have a good discussion on this then. And so I'll move to approve it until Monday night, and we'll have a full discussion and sure a presentation as well. Thank you.
Very good. Any other discussion? Thank you. Mr. Tack?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to take this opportunity to remind everyone in this room, as well as whoever is watching online, that there are two public open houses, one tonight, 6 p.m. tonight at West Middle School, and then one tomorrow evening, once again, 6 p.m. at the Doll for presentation and question and answers regarding the utility rate study items that we just discussed.
Thank you, Dale. And we hope we get a lot of public there for our presentations and for comments. And with that, we've got a motion on the floor. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 13, Community Planning and Development Services. 17 VR 007, Radio Tower subdivision, a request by Shannon Vasquez of Baseline Surveying for Rockney Rap Trust for a vacation of right-of-way for property generally described as being located on the southeast corner of the intersection of East Franklin Street and Cherry Avenue. Do we have anybody here that would like to talk on this item from the council? Richie Nordstrom, Councilman Nordstrom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I'm understanding this correctly, the motion is to approve the vacation of the right-of-way for the property that was described.
Okay, is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Do I have a second? Or a second for discussion?
Second for discussion, I just want to hear from Dale Tech and make sure that we've got that correct.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tack?
Once again, thank you, Madam Chair. This request is for a corner lot. They're requesting the vacation of right-of-way along the two streets on the corner lot. City staff has reviewed, as well as I believe the Planning Commission has reviewed this request, and the recommendation is to allow the vacation of the right-of-way along East St. Francis Street, but to not, or I'm sorry, East Franklin Street, but to not allow the vacation of the right-of-way along Cherry Avenue. And the purpose of that is our utility system master plan identifies a 16-inch water main as well as a 21-inch trunk sewer main that will likely be installed in the future in the Cherry Avenue right-of-way. So the city needs that right-of-way, and to give it up at this point in time would likely be very expensive to go in the future and reacquire it, or to actually tear up the street to install the utilities under the street. So staff's recommendation, as well as the recommendation from Planning Commission, was to approve the vacation along East Franklin and to not approve the vacation request on Cherry Ave.
Thank you, Dale.
Okay.
Do I have any council members that'd like to speak on
Yes.
that?
Well, I would, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Jason.
I'd like to amend that to uphold staff's and the Planning Commission's recommendation, if I could get a second.
Any other discussion? So just to clarify your motion, that it would be yes on the vacation of right-of-way of East Franklin Street and no on Cherry Street. Is that the adjustment?
Cherry Avenue, yes.
Thank you, Cherry Avenue. All right. Any other discussion or questions? If not, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. If there is anything else,
Move to adjourn.
all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.